Welcome back to Dr. Marv's Prepping for Stem Cells, or whatever the hell I'm going to call this. This is video 3. So today, going to cover 2 more categories about what I've been taking leading up to stem cells. This is not direct medical advice. This is education only. This is what I am choosing to do. So today's category is going to be neuroprotection / brain health is the first category. So first up is the peptide GHKCU, a copper peptide. Using that for its neurotrophic effects, which basically just means supporting nerve growth. And then I joke 1 milligram of GHKCU per day keeps the retinol away because it definitely helps my skin, hair, and nails. And then I've also personally had great success. If I have an injury, whether it's muscle, tendon, or ligament, adding that in the peptide stack has been really helpful. Unfortunately, that's not something I could ever really talk about, but I feel like I was one of the first adopters and helped some people who then talked about it. So KCU, I have been using for over a decade now. It's pretty awesome. It's starting to get popular, but again, you've got to decide. I am not telling you to use it, just that what I'm doing. BPC 157, I will start the week before stem cells and then at least 3 weeks post stem cells. So that helps, it's a healing peptide, helps with the gut brain axis. There's some neuroprotective effects. So I'm not doing it year round. I see that trend of people starting to do it year round, to each their own. I personally wouldn't do that, but we'll leave it at that. I use melatonin pre-bed, which is a pretty powerful antioxidant, just FYI. And I played around with topical melatonin for hair loss, and I didn't really do much, just FYI. But there is some pretty significant neuroprotection benefits. Now, I did see some research on ramping up melatonin pre-stem cells seem to help. However, I am super sensitive to that, so I don't think I'll be doing that. For me, 5 milligrams, if I go above that, I am a zombie. During the period of high stress that I've been under, and I'm actually starting to lower my dose, I used a lot of ashwagandha KSM 66. It's one of the few times somebody would have to pay for a patented form. That is an adaptogen, helps with stress resilience and possible neuroprotection. But yeah, very high doses of ashwagandha and magnesium. I'll do a separate video on it, but both of them got up to 2,400 milligrams per day, but they were a game changer for me dealing with what has been the single hardest year of my life. And that includes my fiance going through cancer treatments and part of my personal history that I don't share on here due to my medical license. So that's saying a lot. And the magnesium, the ashwagandha made a world of difference, as well as taurine. So I will do a separate video. And then just notable mention, alpha GPC. I'm a huge fan of it. I use it quite a bit during the week in office. So that's going to also help with cognition support. And then the final category we're covering today is, muscle, joint, and connective tissue. So real quickly, collagen, I'm using UC2 collagen in my intro workout, and then porcine collagen from truenutrition.com. So use my discount code. It is the only company I use and recommend for protein. I've used them exclusively for 8 years. Their collagen is the real deal. I'm personally now using porcine collagen. In the past, I used their grass-fed hydrolyzed beef collagen. Glutamine, I guess that's more gut. Yeah, it's more gut than that, but just some people will say it's for muscle recovery. It's not. Yes, it is technically the most abundant amino acid in muscle, but it will not directly contribute to muscle growth. So don't let anybody tell you you need to use that. Like BCAAs plus glutamine tell me that you haven't looked at any research in the last 20 years. And some really big name people are pushing that crap. So just putting it on your radar. That's why I wanted to bring it up. It is a gut health supplement and an immune function supplement. It's not a muscle building supplement. And then, yeah, creatine would be in here. BPC would be in here, GHKCU would be here. I finished another month-long run of the BioRegular Cardilax. That has really been what I've relied on for my bad left knee. So the first time I ran it, man, it gave me 5 to 6 months of awesome relief where knee pain was getting up to a 7 or 8 in the gym, got it all the way down to a 2 or 3. Like if I could save 3 to 4 pain out of 10, like that's no pain for me. So that's what I'm hoping the stem cells could do. But yeah, Cardilax was helpful, but I've ran it 4 times, and every time the duration of relief I got has gotten shorter and shorter. But yes, I just finished that last month. It helped, but also I'm not training, and I could already tell the knee's a little pissy. So it is what it is. So I just wanted to bring that up. And so that's part 3 of this segment. We've got a couple more categories to cover, and then we'll talk about the strategies I'm going to do on the day of the infusion. We'll document when I get it and then everything I do after.